So once we finish the first image that we retouched it, now we're gonna look at the second one. So go ahead and open up image 2 in Photoshop. It looks like a 70s haircut, doesn't it? So obviously we're gonna be fixing a few things, and this was actually probably a scan. If you can zoom into it, you see the lines. That is probably from a scan of a photograph. So this is not pixelization, it's just the scan. So here again, using your already hopefully mastered selection tools. But now before we go on, remember what we're gonna do? Make a duplicate layer, okay? Because we wanna always make sure we see the original. Now, in this case, we don't wanna show pimples anyway, but if you mess up, you can always delete the layer and go back and reopen it. So, in case of wrinkles, I like to lower the opacity. When it comes to zits, I don't. Let them be gone. So let us start. So now, again, you want to kind of tackle it one by one or like smaller sections, because he has a lot of skin issues, you know, hormones. Now, if you want to add to the selection, you can do shift. So I'm going to start right here. Like that was good. I'm going to start with the like less. Kind of tackle it one at a time and kind of go. One tip I want to give you when you're working with selections, don't try to move it somewhere on his neck. Oh, actually it worked. Never mind. Actually made it lighter, which is good. Let me see how it's going to go here. That's good. But I usually go around similar color values when I select it. And I'm using patch selection for this. I've noticed the patch selection works best. Okay, so I'm just selecting the area and I'm moving it to blend. The closer you are, the more you can see those little zits. Notice how my chin is looking. It's still a little bit patchy here. And there's a tip to smooth it out once it's patchy. Once you finish everything, there's some tips you can smooth it out. I'm just going to select this. Okay. It's not going to be perfect. We have this image that we're working with. So try to select it area at a time. Zooming in and zooming out. That's going to help. Okay, because that's what I always do. I want to see the perspective. I want to get close up to see. And then I want to zoom out to kind of see if I'm working in the right direction. I'm going in the right direction. Okay. Now I'm going to do here. Now here on the cheek, I'm just going to sample. I want to see what happens if I sample a bigger area on the side here. And I want to bring that somewhere. See that forehead is kind of clean here? Make sure it fits. See, look how much cleaner now this side is. And I want to do the same thing in the bottom. Because you want to make sure when you select something, you're having the closest selection. You notice how it nicely blended the image. You see when it's big patch, it's kind of smoother. So I'm going to smooth him out a little bit. Just a tiny bit. But I use the cheek, I'll use his side of the forehead that's zit free. That's where I move my selection. Notice this side, how much smoother it is. And then when I went close to the bottom, I also did a bigger patch, and I use that patch as well, okay? Just FYI, that's gonna help you smooth out the selection. Okay, he has a little bit here, I see. Then he has on the other side now. Just always zoom in and zoom out, because otherwise you're gonna lose perspective how it's going. Because your eye will get used to it. And always go with your patch. Always go to an area that's clean. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, similar skin tone, right? But that was too much. Let's see. Zoom in. So yeah, just the only thing here, just so you have to work away. Okay, let's see. I'm going to choose a bigger side of his cheek. Where should I put this one selection? Maybe on the other side, you think? Okay, that might be okay. But sometimes, one thing though, when I do this, you may have to be mindful if maybe it's better to put it on here if it fits. Okay, you have to just determine which will be a better selection. So don't forget to be using Command Option Z. That's stepping back if you mess up. Because sometimes you have to click it a few times. Okay, I'm gonna fix his nose too. Little pimple on the nose. And this is actually works really well. When I did the top of his nose between his eyebrows, when I selected this area, I just move it on the side here. So keep working. Until he is good like new. Another thing, if you feel like he really dark circles, maybe he didn't sleep all night, maybe he partied, we can remove that dark circle too. It doesn't look good. Never mind. Leave it alone. But you can if you want to. So his forehead is getting better. Just always be mindful. If you mess up, like always look where it blends well. So if my colors don't look right, I'm gonna even empty area. You want to make sure it blends to the skin. Okay. So this is he's finished for me almost. So notice the difference between before and after. It's like a different person, doesn't it? Before, after. So when you're done with this one, you will save it again. Okay. And you do save it as a TIFF because I do want to see those layers. So when you're done, go ahead and go File, Save As. And again, navigate to the folder that's with your name in it. And name at the end of the image too. Name, underscore, and then complete. Right? And LZW compression again. And do OK. And you are done with this file.